Changing our behavior is such a monumental task. We put undue pressure on ourselves, and it often leads to disappointment and self-criticism. But what if we think small? According to Fogg, a behavioral scientist from Stanford University and the author of the book Tiny Habits, it is easier to change habits and form new behaviors than most people think. In fact, he goes on to say that it is simpler than most people think. So, how do we go about it? Step 1, you pick a habit you want to create. It can be as simple as reading a book or meditating every day. You scale it back and you make it super tiny. So in case of reading a book, it can be as simple as reading a single paragraph a day. Or in case of meditation, it can just be sitting quietly and taking 3 long, deep breaths. So you make it so simple that you almost have no excuse not to do it. So even if you are too busy in a day or very distracted or not feeling well, the habit is super tiny, so there is no reason not to do it. Second, you pick a time in your daily routine where it can simply flow in. It can naturally fit into your routine. So for example, while waiting at the subway for a train, and you have the 10 minutes or 15 minutes to spare. Or maybe while you go to the garden with your children and you can spare those 10 minutes. So you can squeeze in this habit in that time. Third step, you hack your brain by doing something positive which will actually rewire your brain. So for example, when you read a paragraph, you celebrate, you do a little fist up, you do a little dance, or you cheer yourself up, and that is celebrating what you have achieved in that day. We often only celebrate the grand achievements, our big victories, but what about these tiny steps which actually pave the way for lasting change? So celebration is a very important step here. You read a paragraph every day for 1 week and you have maybe finished a chapter. So these are and when you celebrate, you are rewiring your brain to think positively, you are bringing up a positive emotion. This is the algorithm for changing your behavior. Motivation alone isn't enough to change your behavior. In reality, emotions is what create new habits. And in this entire process, the way you think about yourself begins to change. You will become more self-compassionate. You adopt a more positive self-talk. The narrative inside your head begins to change. And this is what leads to transformation.